Welcome now to part 2 of Immigration Update on Air with Attorney Jack Golan, whose offices are located at 1 Park Plaza, 3250 Wilshire Boulevard, that's Los Angeles, California, 90010. Attorney Golan, we'd like to inquire about the student visa and, of course, to give us an update on the Dreamers Act. Tell us about the requirements for a student visa.
A requirement for a student visa is, first of all, to be registered with a service website where every potential student needs to be registered and pay some registration fee. This website is managed by the Immigration Service. And the next thing, the potential student must obtain acceptance by a college or university in the United States, and as confirmation get this famous form I-20. I-20 is a form from the school that shows that this potential student has been accepted, to what kind of studies, at what date those studies may begin, are supposed to begin, and what will be or what would be the expected costs of 1 year of studies, which includes both the tuition fees and the living expenses for 1 year in the United States. With all this, the potential student may approach the American Embassy and make an application for a student visa. If the potential student is in the United States and is in status, the potential student may make an application for a change of status to the Immigration Service in the U.S. to change status, let's say, from a visitor's visa to a student visa. And of course, in both cases, either an application to the American Embassy or an application to the Immigration Service, it is necessary to show that the potential student has the financial means to survive in the U.S. for at least 1 year without a need to be employed, which means that the necessary amount is guaranteed for tuition fees and living expenses for 1 year.
Mm-hmm. Attorney Golan, there are so many, intending students who would like to really pursue their studies in the United States. In your particular experience, what have been the degrees that have been highly considered for future studies in the United States? Because I understand there had been some people who had emailed me and said that there were just some courses that were not approvable. Is that true?
Well, first of all, we are talking now, I believe, about academic courses, which means courses that lead to a university degree like a BA or BSc or MA or MSc. We are not talking about the much shorter courses that lead only to a certificate or to an associate's degree. Now, the issue here is if you apply for an academic course, the American consul and also the Immigration Service, but mainly the American consul, would like to see that it makes sense, that it is believable for the applicant to take such a course, because you cannot just say, all of a sudden it entered my mind that I want to do a master's degree in music. You know, if all your life you have been working as a computer engineer, or vice versa. It has to make sense. It also has to do, to some extent, with your age. The American consul would look at your background to decide whether it makes sense for you to undertake such a course of studies. Now, again, there is no list of studies which are more acceptable or less acceptable. It all has to be, any course of study has to be judged within the framework of what kind of person you are, what is your background. And so if you have been working, let's say, if you have been working as a computer programmer and now you want to take a master's degree in computer science or in let's say in economics or in business administration, it may make sense. But if you say you want to take a master's degree in music, maybe it doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, if you have been in the music business, if you have been a musician, or if you studied in your country and got a degree, a bachelor's degree in music, and now you want to do a master's degree in music, why not? So everything has to make sense.
Mm-hmm.
There must be some logical progression between what you have been doing before and what you want to study.
Yes. So that's a positive, favorable reply to one of those people who had emailed us, a freelance photographer who's actually, aside from being freelance photographer, works for an organization he's been working for 10 years now and would like to pursue at least 6 months or maybe an extension of another 6 months to pursue further training in photography. So that's a possibility, Attorney Golan.
Yeah, I'm sure there are courses, not necessarily academic courses, but there are shorter courses that would make sense for such a person. However, the school where you intend to study must be a school that is already recognized by the Immigration Service and must be authorized to issue Form I-20.
Mm-hmm.
So the enrollment of the potential student must be in a recognized school.
All right.
Recognized for immigration purposes.
Yes. And I would suggest, advise on the air that whoever is listening today and would like to study in the United States, why don't you call Attorney Golan for free initial consultation, 213-383-3222. Well, stay tuned for more information about immigration here on Immigration Update on the air with Attorney Jack Golan.